Hi, my name is Sharon and I'm a USAT referee, and I'm here to talk to you about the rules for the triathlon that you're going to be doing. First of all, it is your responsibility to know the rules. All of the rules are posted on the USAT Triathlon website, and I would encourage you to go to that website and review those rules. If you choose not to do that, Julie's going to be posting on her website this document, and this is the commonly violated rules and penalties. So these are the 11 things that most often cause athletes to get penalties. So if you don't read the whole rule book, I would strongly advise you to read that document that Julie is going to be posting. When we look at the rules for USAT, they really have three goals. The first is safety, second is fairness, and the third is to be an ambassador for triathlon. So under safety, obviously we want all of our athletes to cross the line happy, healthy, with all of their body parts intact. So there are a few rules that apply specifically to that. One of those is to have bar end plugs on the ends of your handlebars. If you've never seen a picture of somebody's abdomen impaled by the end of a handlebar, trust me, you don't want to see that picture, and you want to make sure that you have bar ends on the ends of your handlebars. The next is the helmet chin strap. That must be buckled, and this is new now. They're now saying that you must have that helmet chin strap buckled before you ever take your bike off the rack, and it must stay buckled until you put your bicycle all the way back on that rack and let go of it. Then you can release your chin strap, okay? So it is literally from bike off the rack to bike back on the rack. Crossing the yellow center line. Oh my gosh, this is so important. People have died doing this. No race is worth that. So always stay to the right. This is not a completely closed course. There are going to be cars on the course. Please, please, please stay to the right of the yellow center line. And finally, observe the mount and dismount lines. Okay, we don't want somebody to come flying through, miss the dismount line, and come crashing into transition and knock people down. So those are our main safety rules that we have. We also have fairness rules, okay? Course cutting. It is your responsibility to know the course. Not only know the course, but know how many laps of the course in a multi-lap course that you're doing. Your responsibility. We have volunteers out there. Sometimes volunteers forget or space out. We have signs out there. Sometimes signs get moved. It is your responsibility to know that. So please make sure you review the course maps and know exactly how many laps and where each turn is on your course so that you complete the full course. And of course, the most one that people have the biggest difficulty with, or we probably give the most penalties out for, is for bicycle position and drafting. So there are several different position fouls that you can get. You can get a position foul, you can get a blocking foul, you can get an overtaken foul, and then of course there are the drafting fouls. I've come up with 5 rules that if you follow these 5 rules, you'll be obeying every single position and drafting rule that USAT has on the bike. So the first one is always ride to the right of the road. Always to the right. Obviously, if there's debris on the far right, you want to ride a little bit left of that, but as far right as is safely possible for you to ride. You always want to pass on the left, but not over the yellow center line. So if you're trying to make a pass and the person in front of you is too close to that yellow center line, yell at them. Say passing, say move over, say coming up behind you. Okay? Worst comes to worst, you need to slow down. Please do not pass that yellow center line. So ride to the right, pass to the left. Number 3, always keep 3 bike lengths between you and the cyclist in front of you. The draft zone is 7 meters. That is from front wheel to front wheel. But for you, what that means is 3 bikes. We should be able to fit 3 bikes between the rear wheel of the cyclist in front of you and your front wheel. Okay, so 3 bike lengths. That's our draft zone. So you always want to maintain that unless you're passing. So when you're passing, of course, you're going to come into the draft zone to pass them. You must complete a started pass, and you must complete it within 15 seconds. So if you start a pass, you must finish it. So you cannot come into the draft zone, and if the person in front of you starts speeding up, you cannot then drop back out of the pass zone. So you get into the pass zone, you must complete the pass. If they start speeding up, then you need to put your big boy or big girl pants on, go faster, and complete the pass in 15 seconds. The fifth one If you are passed, you must immediately make rearward progress out of the draft zone. And you are not allowed to repass until you've completely dropped out of that draft zone. And the way we define completing a pass is when the passer's front wheel goes in front of the passee's front wheel. So when the person who's passing, as soon as their front wheel gets in front of yours, you've been passed, you are now in the draft zone, and you have 15 seconds to drop all the way back, 3 bike lengths back. So you can't have somebody pass you, you get on their wheel and immediately repass them. That's called overtaken, and that's not allowed. You must go all the way back out of the draft zone and then attempt to repass if you'd like to do that. Okay, so those are your 5 things. Ride to the right, pass to the left, 3 bike lengths, okay? Passing, complete it within 15 seconds, and if you are passed, drop back out of the draft zone within 15 seconds. That's it. That's all you need to remember. A little bit of word about phones. USAT does recognize the need for smartphones as bike computers. They know that some people like to use their smartphones as bike computers. That is now allowed to have your smartphone on the bike if you are using it as a bike computer. Absolutely no audio or headphones or any type of sound can be emanating from that smartphone while it's on the bike, okay? It's a safety thing in terms of distraction, and it's also a fairness thing. If you've got music coming out that's helping to pace you on either the bike or the run, okay, then that's a pacing violation. So no calls, no texting, no selfies, no social media, none of those things can be used if you're using your bicycle as a bike computer, or maybe you have it in your pocket, you've got Strava running for your run. Put it in your pocket, you're fine with that. Just no audio, no headphones, no AirPods, no sound whatsoever coming out of your phone. You can take an emergency call. Let's say you're a mom or dad and you want your babysitter to be able to reach you if there's an emergency. You can take that call, but what you need to do is you need to stop. You need to remove yourself from the race course safely so that other people can go by you. You can take that phone call, handle whatever you need to handle on that phone call. Phone goes back in your pocket or goes back on your bike in bike computer mode. Check behind you, get back onto the course, and continue on your way. So you can do that as long as you get completely off the course and finish that call before you come back onto the course. Okay? And finally, we want to be good ambassadors. If we think about the town permits, I know that Julie and Mark have spent numerous hours working with the town of Oro Valley and all of the different groups that they need to work with to make sure that this race goes off. If we are not good ambassadors, if we do not have good sportsmanship, if we are not polite to the people in this town and the people who allow Julie and Mark to put on this race, they will not get permits again for another race. So that is one of your responsibilities. It would go under unsportsmanlike conduct if you happen to violate that. That also includes no littering and no public nudity. Okay, all of those things come as part of being a good ambassador for triathlon. I know that all of you want to continue having these races here, so I know that you are all going to be working great on those rules. And those are the rules, and I hope you have a great race and stay safe. Thank you.
I can't see it. Is it off?